It's not hard enough. All right. Let me minimize this. What's his face? Luis Cortez said he'll be here a little late, but he wants to jump on. Luis Cortez said he'll be here a little late.
Now let's put my live feed up.
All right. I'm getting a echo. I don't know where that's coming from.
You're getting echo because my phone was on your YouTube channel and playing back what you were saying.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure we were all good. All right. So I'm glad you could find the link. Not everybody can.
Do Zoom at work.
Oh, and I like your setup. Just kind of.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Got the live chat going, and we'll go ahead and get started. Andrew Sims is here. What up, Wishbone? Oh, okay. Very funny, Andrew. All right, here we go. And
on the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757. Endo, hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need.
what up, everybody? It's the After Show But Later, episode number 311. Today, I am joined by Mauser and hopefully in a little bit, Luis Cortez Jr. So, Mauser, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. So, I have a couple of questions that are Mauser only. I think things that only Mauser can answer. And then just want to see how you've been feeling about the week. And yeah, just get into the general stuff. One thing I don't know if I've ever heard of, and I'm sure everybody that listens to every episode probably hates when I have a guest on and I ask them this, but can you give me in a 30 seconds how you found Covino Rich?
Oh man. So you're going back to probably when they started, the show in 2004. Am I right on that? 2004?
Yeah, late, I think
Okay.
December-ish. Just
They're gonna strangle me for not remembering. But I didn't live in Cincinnati. I lived in Louisville. I had just gotten married. I had SiriusXM, probably much like most people, for Howard Stern, and was just bored in the afternoon flipping channels at my desk and landed on, I think it was her first show, if not it was the same first week or something like that. And they were right at my age. So I gave it a listen. And I remember the conversation. It was a topic on where's the weirdest place you've taken a shit. And I was like, all right, this is kind of stuff my friends and I would talk about.
100%. That's super cool because I mean, I've been listening since 2012. So I'm 8 years after you had been listening to them. So I'm over here like, I love when I hear people that found them, in their first week or first month or even first couple of years. It trips me out because I felt fortunate when I had Luis Cortez Jr. on last week because I was like, how long have you been listening? And he told me since like 2012, 2013 or something like that. And I was like, oh, somebody that's right there with me because as much as I contribute and I'm on the in-show chat, every other comment, it's usually me, Andrew Sims, Lisa Paraggio, Mauser are the regulars in the chat. But I feel like a newbie, so when there's people that have been listening maybe only a few years, like I know Funky Monkey jumped on in the last, I think when they came over to Patreon or something. And to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm grouped in with those people to her. But to all like when I met Drew Mac and you and all you people in Vegas, I was like,
what do you mean by you people?
You OGs, you original people. And the people that were at the first few conventions when there was only, you guys only had to rent out a room instead of hotels and stuff like that. When I was meeting you guys, it was weird to me because like I met Drew Mac and I was like, oh, this motherfucker probably, doesn't even want to say hi or whatever. And then I met, I remember Keith Velez, super, super sweet dude. And I was just like, I just had that, I guess, irrational fear of, am I going to be accepted? Which sounds pretty, homoerotic.
The fear is there. I even had that fear at my first convention of, I had been contributing to the show. I can't remember which year I went to the first convention. I wasn't on the initial ones, but I remember being there and I knew maybe a few people. I could count on one hand, Drew Mac being one of them. I was in New York alone. My wife couldn't fly up until the next day. So I just kind of, met up with some people, and from there it was like a very welcoming group that welcomed me in, and from there I was golden. Lost your audio, bro.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
See, there you go. That was one thing that, when people are like, oh, you're having Mauser on. Why are you going to have Mauser on? Why are you going to have Luis on? And these people that I've been welcoming the last few weeks are all people that I have met in Vegas that were super, super cool to me, and even like, I always got kind of like a snarky, I guess, attitude roughly, from Eddie or DJ. And he was one of like the coolest people in person, right? He was just like everybody's grandpa there, just played poker with us and just cool dude, man. It was really cool. I think when you're meeting people like that, especially like the OGs, the built-in people, I always feel like, even when I introduced myself to Jordan, I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Daniel, whatever. And I was talking to her for a minute, and my sister was like, Daniel Javier Fitz. And I was like, I just feel so stupid saying that, At least you say Mauser. Everybody, Mauser, right? Or even like Eddie or DJ, right? But when I say my full government name, I feel like such a dork. So I would just introduce myself as Daniel, and then people were like, well, you got to introduce yourself as this. But I feel like that is kind of like, you should know who I am.
You're the host of Tablespoon.
Right. I mean, I could have led with that. I didn't know Rich thought that's what it was called at the time. But
it's Rich being rich.
Actually, I have a quick question then pertaining to that. So you've spent more time with the guys than I have. I've met them a handful of times. Always been super cool. The entire crew has always been super cool. What's something that, and if you can't think of anything cool, but I was trying to think of like, what is something that only somebody would know? Like, you guys have done your hot boys trips or hot tub boys, or whatever. I'm like, something like when Rich farts, he smells his pants or something, like something odd that kind of just goes without, just, oh, whatever, that's Rich. But people that haven't hung with them overnight, I guess. What is something like maybe that you picked up that maybe you never even thought of until this moment?
I mean, honestly, without Rich is Rich, and Rich on the radio is Rich in person. And, the wild thing to me, and this is not anything like too wild, but watching NFL football with him is like the most uncomfortable thing, because he's pacing the floor. He's wanting to switch the channels back and forth. He can't sit still. Clearly, he can't sit still in general. But, it was Denver. I think we had like NFL ticket, and we had like 2 TVs on, and we were flipping back and forth. I was one to watch the Dolphins play, and he was one to watch everything else. But I was just, it was like, sit down and relax, man. Just chill out.
Yeah.
So he's just like he is on the show. He's just 1,000 miles an hour. And then most of the odd stuff Covino would usually bring up the week after, like, we went to the Denver Broncos game. It was cold. I mean, it was a night game. It was freezing fucking cold.
Yeah.
And he's in sweatpants. I don't think he had a jacket. I think I gave him a toboggan to wear. It was like, what are you doing, man? And then he, oddly, the stadium sold grilled cheese and tomato soup, and he bought some and then spilled it all over himself. I mean, it was like taking a slobby little kid with you and you're taking care of him the whole time. And he wasn't drunk or high.
But you know what though? I want to say the unpreparedness, if that's a word, makes me laugh, because you said he might have even showed up without a jacket. How many stories have we heard?
I don't think he had a jacket.
How many stories have we heard of him leaving the house with only like his car key, and then upset because, well, who doesn't have Apple Pay in 2022 or whatever? His stories have always been, well, couldn't get back into the house because he didn't have a key, and all he thought he needed was his remote start or whatever. And it cracks me up, because I think it goes with that.
I met him in the airport, in Denver, and he comes down the tarmac with that suitcase that's the size of a U-Haul truck, and I'm like, okay,
you would think he would be prepared, right?
Thank you. Hell, a jockey. He's got a fur coat, a parka, a poncho, but no. Unless he left it back at the room. I don't know.
People are laughing because I called you guys the hot boys. And I will say
that might stick.
Admittedly, you have a very handsome crew that gets together. So I'm not wrong in that. I don't know if it was a Freudian slip, and I was like, damn, like a bunch of handsome dudes getting together. whatever. But yeah, but so all you guys laughing in the chat, that whatever. Elisa says, how do you go to a live game in stadium with the Rich? Well, it was one of your Hot Boys trips, right?
Hot Tub Boys. Yeah, so it evolved from a trip my wife and I took, and it was an NFL game, and we decided after that initial trip that we would do an NFL game with just the guys, and so that's we would just pick random stadiums around the country to go to. We've done San Francisco, Denver. We did Miami last year, which it was. I'm a Dolphins fan, but it was a shitty game, and we were all kind of hungover and downtrodden from the entire festivities of the weekend, so we were exhausted. This year, I think we maybe headed your way.
Yeah. You guys are going to Phoenix.
Jury's out if we're going to a game. We've not gotten tickets.
Oh, really?
Again, we get down there like on a Thursday or Friday, and we party and drink and do shit for a couple days, and then by Sunday it's like, let's just chill out and put on an NFL ticket and relax. It's almost like, I don't want to say we're burned out, but it's like Sunday's kind of that chill day before.
Oh, I thought you guys were going to the game.
We don't know.
Oh, okay, that's still kind of up in the air because
we've not bought tickets.
Because it's a Cardinals game though. You'll probably get front row seats for like $27.
It's the 49ers versus.
Yeah, well, that's probably why they'll sell tickets. The 49ers are in town. And actually, one of my buddies invited me to that game. I'll be in Vegas that weekend, so I can't go. But yeah, one of my buddies like, hey, dude, because he's a Niners fan. He's like, you want to go to the Cardinals game? And I was just like, I think I'm going to be out of town that week, and it's my anniversary weekend, so that kind of takes priority over going to watch a football game with a bunch of dudes.
Sorry, I'm drinking tonight. It's been a long day.
Andrew says, D, you are the 19th Cardinals fan. You need to go to the game with them. I would love to, Andrew, but as I mentioned, I just I have a prior engagement.
Andrew, we don't even know if we're going.
Yeah. And Andrew says I'm the 19th Cardinals fan, and I think that story goes back to I don't have a football team, right? And I do have a question for you about sports. But I don't have a football team. I was a Green Bay fan when I was a kid. And then when Brett Favre left, I realized I was a Brett Favre fan, so I kind of followed him. And then then he retired, and I was teamless. So that's where I'm at now. So I guess I'm like the 19th Cardinals fan if I have to root for somebody.
So you followed a player, not a team.
Yeah, I thought I followed the team because at the time it was like Amon Green. It was like, and I was like, okay, cool, I dig the team. But then Brett Favre left, and I was like, oh, I wanted to, follow him. So I guess that's what it was.
You got to follow him to the Jets. I'm sorry.
I followed him to the Jets, to the Vikings. It was terrible. It was around all the time where Rich's ex-girlfriend was on TV and shit.
Yeah.
But I have a question. So there's a I know this may be only partially true because I know how they like to take a story and run with it, right? I've seen you at Reds games. I see you at different sports games. Your son's I'm not sure both of them, but at least Sam, crazy into hockey, good athlete, whatever.
Yeah.
So I know they joked about you going to their games and reading a book. So I don't know how true that is. That you're not like, if you go to a Reds game, are you actually into it, or are you just kind of like, I'm here for the fun time with the people, or are you a sports fan?
I am a sports fan. I'm a casual. I like the Reds. I'm a casual Reds fan. Clearly, my teams have not done anything well. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I have been for 30 some odd years, and I've not had the chance for my teams to actually do good or make a playoffs run. So it's really depressing. But it's the story, the origin of that story is I guess goes back years when my oldest son Sam played baseball.
Yeah,
and the practices were just boring as shit. So were the games. So I would whip out a book and start reading it when my kid wasn't. It's baseball again. If he's not batting, I could care less. I'm sorry about the other kids, but I could care less.
So that's where the book comes from.
And that's where the book came from. And even when they got into hockey, I would sit at the rink, while they practice and read a book.
Yeah.
So I would sit in the stands and read a book. I finally joined a gym now with my youngest, so I dropped him off at practice and go to a gym. But yeah, it's absolutely true. I would be bored to tears at a baseball game. Reds games are, I go there to watch a ball game, just have a hot dog and a beer and walk around.
Yeah.
I'm not too invested in it. If they made a playoff run, great, but otherwise, I don't give a shit. The Dolphins, they've broken my heart so many times. I love NFL. I do like NFL football. Love it. My kid's a Bengals fan. He's a semi-Dolphin, sort of a Dolphins fan. We've flown down to see him. I really enjoy NFL.
Yeah.
Oh,
I always think,
I got a special guest for you joining.
and I always think, shut up.
Somebody.
Well, now I don't even have my screen set up because I had them set up for 3 people.
God, look at fucking Chich.
And now Chich Marin is here. Hold on.
Well,
Now,
shut up, fool.
well, now, you know what? I just have to, hold on. Let me do something real quick because now I have to just add everybody. Let's go. Display capture.
I'm drinking.
Add source.
Damn, Luis.
All right, then we'll have to do this. We'll have to do a little impromptu kind of adjustment. Now you get to see my hood ass studio behind me. All right, there we go.
My stash.
We're better. We're better. We're better.
Didn't find it.
You know what? I had talked to Luis about doing this, and I didn't have time to get my Chong impression or get up because then I started thinking Chong don't have like an Asian accent, but his name is Tommy Chong. Do I come up here with an accent? I don't know. But Gabe, thanks for joining me. Luis, thanks for jumping on. It was so crazy that the timing for that. But Gabe, it's so cool to see you, man.
You too, man. And I'm sorry to be uninvited. I know Mauser was like, "Hey, hop on." I was thinking about if you even had the layout set up, so I was nervous.
Hey, it's all good. It's different, but that's why we're here, right? So it's fun. I even put on the little picture where I was promoting it. It's going to be a packed house. So I'm so grateful that the three of you, especially the Doyers fan that's here, Chich Marin, here during the game. I mean, it's only 2-1 right now, but
Got it on deck. Don't trip, homie.
I do too, right here. So I'm right here. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, but I wanted to maintain a schedule over here where we just stay consistent. But anyway, Gabe, I don't know if you got to listen to some of the things we're talking about. I got to hear Mauser's backstory on how he became the guy that reads a book at the games. Got to learn a little bit about your guys' Hot Boys trip you have coming up.
Hot tub. Stop saying Hot Boys.
No, I like Hot Boys. That's good.
Are you going to adopt that as Yacht Club
do.
Boys, Hot Tub Boys, and that was the Hot Boys?
Hot Boys.
It's going to be the Hot. You know why it makes me laugh? Because I think of the Hot Boys from like the early 2000s with the hip hop group, right? The Hot Boys. So it makes me laugh because I think of you guys and I'm picturing the Hot Boys at the same time. So I'm not thinking hot like you guys are handsome, even though, I mean, it's in your name, Gabe. but Hot Boys, it makes me laugh because I'm thinking of that little black group from back in the day, and I just picture all the white dudes. And I don't know if Jaime shows up, but he's a honorary white guy.
I think he's busy tonight. It's his wife's birthday. He's giving her 2 minutes of fun.
But you know what? I kind of got a little intro from Mauser. Luis is here. I don't know if you have anything to add right now, Gabe. If not, I want to know how you guys have felt that, either the week has gone or something that you guys have just always wanted to say. I know you guys are pretty active in the chat, but it's something maybe that you want to get off your chest. You want something that chaps your ass. Let me know, and we'll see how if we can, chop it up.
Gabe, what's chaps your ass, man?
Yeah, man. I don't know if anything chat. Well, what's the deal with did you buy this podcast setup, Mauser, just for tonight?
No, so yeah,
bro.
I don't want to promote it. So my wife approached me about doing a podcast. My wife, who is very quiet, doesn't like to speak on air, doesn't like to be on the news. She approaches me she's like, we should do a podcast. I'm like, a podcast about what? So she wants to do a pod because it's well known my kids play hockey, and my wife and I were introduced into hockey without any background. We have zero background in hockey whatsoever. So just a podcast for parents who don't have a hockey background that want to help with navigating it, learning about the sport, learning about the travel, learning about the levels, and packing with some humorous stories. So that's kind of what we're doing. So this is why I have equipment now.
I'm surprised that you haven't told him about it because I talked to Mauser about it, a few months ago, and he let me know that they had the idea. They're kind of, it was kind of bouncing around. And then the other day, I don't know if it was yesterday, you hit me up and you were like, hey, or last week or whatever it was, I wanted to jump on, test out my equipment and this and that. So I thought you would have shared it with all the Hot Boys,
I haven't shared it with I talked to Rich about it, and just because I was Gabe, I needed advice on like podcasts and uploading stuff. And do you know about that stuff? I don't know.
Well, more than Rich, but no, sorry.
But I'm not looking to promote. Like I didn't want to promote it on the show. It has nothing to do with Covino and Rich.
I don't care. Promote. I mean, I'll even shoot out a link.
I'm serving a niche, so we've not recorded the first episode yet, but we're hoping to do it in the next week.
The Hot Tub Boys group chat is. Sorry, go on, Luis.
Go ahead. As a 36-year-old man, I still don't even get hockey, bro. As the guy who watches it and I know there's a lot of nuances and stuff like that, I go and cheer. So I remember just deep diving in how did the gear start and why it's there, and I get into a wormhole that you guys might have seen that has been talked about when they invented the actual goalie throat mask thing, and I saw that. For you guys that haven't seen it, it is kind of pretty graphic, but it is. That's all that.
Just chopping off heads for the first like 10 years.
No, it's no. Some guy got injured on a game, and like
it was I know what you're talking about. It was a game in Europe, a professional game. And another player had gotten the guy's neck. An opposing player got his neck, cut his jugular open, and killed him.
Oh.
So the kids now, I'd say, required to wear neck guards around their neck for that reason.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was thinking they're getting hit with the puck, maybe bruised off, the side of the net, kind of bounced off.
Now this is like, imagine a player falling down and another player accidentally skating over his neck.
Yeah, I feel bad for joking now. Holy shit, that's terrible.
So good luck to that show. I mean, there's a lot there to watch.
Thank you.
You know, I think it'd be encouraging, and as someone who doesn't know that I watch, I'm sure that might be some stuff I can learn there. So good luck to you, brother. But I got a shitty mic. I got like $10 Cracker Jack headphones like Rich here. And
when he popped on, I thought Rich was on.
Seriously, bro. Look at Gabe. He got a DJ mic over there too.
Luis looks about as high as Rich when he's dressed up like Chich.
I didn't play the part, bro.
Gabe, you didn't see the joke I made a joke in the thread. I said, Rich looks like handsome Gabe with a hamburger.
No, I did see that. Well, my dumbass thought, so back in the day, were you guys ever fans of Conan or no? Conan O'Brien when he had like his late night show? Okay.
Huge. So
like just about every show that I watched, he would always say, we have a great show for you tonight. I already watched it and it's awesome and it was our best show we've done and this and this. So I put it in the fucking description, and then like Andrew Sims hit me up and he's like, hey, is it pre-recorded tonight? And I was just like, oh, fuck. I should have known it was a stupid ass joke that only I was going to get. But
I didn't get it either.
Yeah, but anyway, so fucking, okay. But that's where that came from. So just to, everybody, I watched it already. It's going to be a great show. I know because I've already watched it. So just fucking, here I am. I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
Conan is the best. I used to watch. I remember being like a 21, early 2000s, and they would replay it. So it would be on at 12:30 East Coast, and they'd play it again at like 2:30. I'd watch them both. Like, I had nothing to do. I went down to I've been to tapings.
Really? I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah, was this when he was on? Was this his original show, or when he went to like the Late Show? Oh no, that went to L.A.
No, this is original show. Is when, I don't know if you how much you guys follow it, but when Andy was going to leave the first time he left to become an actor.
Yeah.
So there was like the last week of Andy show. So I went to one of those.
That's cool. Yeah, he started in like 92 or 93, if I'm not mistaken. I believe because it was around the time Jay took over late night for Johnny Carson. So there was just about that transition. And I hated Conan from like, I did not get into him till maybe like 7th or 8th grade. But when I was a kid, and I say when I was a kid because 2nd and 3rd grade, I used to watch Jay Leno every night. And I always thought Conan was fucking stupid. And then I thought Jay Leno was whatever. So I'd watch Jay. And then as I got older, I was like, Jay's fucking corny. I was like, Conan's funny. He had the fucking masturbating bear. And he had, like I would like when he would pause and he'd be like, Gabe, yeah, I'm talking to you. And then he would say like, I'm picturing some high college kid in his room being like, what? He's talking to me. Like all that stupid shit. I was like, oh, I started to resonate with that. And I was just like, so I started to go more Conan. And then, the rest is history,
I used to love that shit when he would drive the desk.
That was the best.
Yeah.
They'd have like the green screen behind them. That's so cool.
Oh my goodness. No, and I'm so jealous, Gabe, that you went to a taping because I've only been to one. I love behind the scenes type of shit like so hard. And so I went to a late show with the fucking fat guy from like England and shit.
Oh yeah, they hate that guy now. What's his name?
What the
Oh,
fuck?
James
Corden.
James Corden.
yeah.
Okay, so I went to the taping with James Corden. It was fucking so badass. I could see like them do the promos in between shit where they were like, after your news at 10, we have Vanessa Hudgens and whatever, because she was there. She was one of the people. My wife didn't let me touch her, but she said I could look, so that was cool.
That was an option to touch.
Right? That's good tickets. Damn. Yeah,
But-
Or me too, probably.
Well, yeah, this was
That
before me
before.
too. She was in arm's reach away,
agree.
and I was just like, oh damn, that bitch is right there. And then yeah, but anyway, and you know what? My wife's dope though, because she got me those tickets, and she got me tickets to go meet Topanga, because she knew that was like one of my childhood crushes. So she's like, here, get out of your system, motherfucker. They don't want you, So it was just like, yeah, But for you to be able to go see Conan, that was like, man, that to me that is so dope, because the one I got to see, like, I dug James Corden, he was cool or whatever, but I mean, seeing somebody like Conan or Jay in his fucking heyday would have been so badass for me. But I was like 10.
Check it out. I'm drinking lime beer because we're liming. See? Lime beer.
Nice.
Oh, we're
Isn't
liming.
that what we're doing right now?
Lime beer.
Oh, are we technically liming, or is the podcast the reason?
It could be.
It looks like
It's
you
like
have
a
a
party
giant
chat.
lime behind you. Okay.
Oh, hey, Gabe, Daniel asked me if we had any stories about Rich, like on our trips, if he does anything odd. And I'm like, pretty much what he does on air is the way he is in person. I couldn't think of anything unique or strange.
I bet
Other
if
than
I
that,
thought, yeah,
what's-
I bet if I thought about it, there's definitely some funny Rich moments.
I mean, I
but-
brought up, it was said on air, but him showing up in Denver with a lack of a coat and toboggan and, decent pants, decent shirt, and not be able to handle a bottle or thing of tomato soup.
tomato soup on his
Wasn't he
pants. Yeah.
travel with a 100-pound briefcase, and he didn't bring any
yeah,
of that
he-
shit with you?
He had that suitcase made by U-Haul.
And that's one of the things that Mauser was saying, that they went to a baseball or a football game. It was cold. He didn't have a jacket, but he
was
showed
Denver.
up with, when you go to an airport and they have the people waiting at the baggage claim they have to be at the oversized terminal. Is that where Rich
Yeah.
gets his shit from? Or because I've seen the bag. It's crazy. Andrew Sims, he says you guys are having a liming foursome, which makes me feel pretty fucking homoerotic when I hear foursome.
Speaking of oversized, Daniel, when we were at the DBC, I think it was at the golf place, and you took the mic and you were like, "Hey, Rich, I know how much you hate fat people, but that shit had me laughing so hard."
I don't even remember that. I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad it made you laugh. But that's something I could say about Rich, is that every time I've met him. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times now. But he is I don't know. I mean, at least I thought he was going to be a dick when I met him in person. But he is very kind and so welcoming. Something that, I thought he'd be nice, but kind of like, oh yeah, cool. Nice to meet you. And then kind of do his own thing. But he was actually super engaging. I think, I've said it before, but the way he treated my sister was really cool to me. He kept grabbing her and being like, Julissa, let's take pictures. And I thought that was super cool. So as much as like I bag on him on this show, he'll always be a homie, So that's something that I could say in my interactions with him, is that it's always been very cool. When you're with him, you're with him. You're not like a listener. You become like a friend when you guys are hanging out. We went to a rooftop lounge with Nico and Wes and Bree, and just both of them, Covino Rich and Spot, in the times that he's been there, they've always been so damn welcoming. And I think that's part of what has led to their 20-year career. And just because there's so many people that have come and been gigantic, right? Blew Covino Rich out of the water, and they were big for a couple years, and then they were gone. Covino and Rich have been consistent for 20 years, and I think that's a big something that contributes to it.
Gabe, when did you start listening?
I guess, when did Howard sign with Sirius? So whenever he signed,
I was
06.
serious before they went before they started.
so
remember.
whenever he signed was when I signed up, and then
Same here.
I thought he started in 06, but they started in 04.
No,
I do
I
think
know-
they started before him, but I don't know the exact timeline, but I know that when he signed the deal, I was like, all right, let me check this out. And then whenever he wasn't on, because they didn't have, replays. They didn't have the app or whatever. It was like, well, what am I going to do with the rest of the day? And
Radio.
I was like, I love Maxim. I always liked the magazine. Let me check this out. And, yeah.
There was some
Is that when Jason Ellis was actually on Howard Stern here and there too?
Yeah, he was on
show then.
Yeah.
Like as a
You have such a beautiful penis.
guy.
Do you remember George Takei? Oh my god!
So, funny story. The first time I went to visit, I visited them at SiriusXM studios in New York. I had driven up to New York because my fire department had gotten a piece of the World Trade Center. We were building a monument or something in the park across the street from Firehouse. So me and 4 other firefighters got in a pickup truck, drove up to New York, and I had emailed Spot about showing up for the show to sit in studio because they were always like, "We'll welcome you in studio," So I was a big Howard Stern fan. So I'm on the elevator in SiriusXM. I'm surprised I could actually get on the damn thing. Surprised that this producer of this radio show let me in. And this smoking hot chick is like on the elevator with me. I'm like, look at this piece of ass, And we get off the same floor. We walk up to the same desk, and they go, "Okay, she's first." She's like, "What's your name?" And it was Heidi Cortez. You guys remember Tissue Time at Heidi on Howard Stern? Mm-hmm. She would do like the sexy readings of all the. She was smoking hot, and she goes, "I'm going to see Covino Rich. I'm here to interview with Covino Rich." And then I'll look at her, and then the lady goes, Who are you with?" I go, "I'm with her." No, I'm going to the same radio show. So followed her right in and sat in on an interview with her. But it was surprising to me because I'd never, been in a radio studio before. But here I am with 2 guys I had listened to and admired, along with Heidi, who had was super sexy and had this sexy ass voice. And she let us like pull up her website, and it was like sort of semi porn out on it, but it was a bizarre world of a scenario.
I love.
Pretty awesome to walk into.
I love.
Like you just literally walked into that, right? That's what it sounds like.
And Mauser, I don't know if you did something in your mic, but I feel like it went a little bit low for a minute.
I'll turn it up. How's that?
Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There we go.
Thank you.
Just like Heidi or whatever the hell her name was.
Heidi Cortez, look her up.
Heidi Cortez. No relation to Luis, right? Is she? Is that your?
Yeah, she's my future ex-wife, homie. That's what's
But then I remember Gabe, coming up, and I remember the songs they used to put out. And I think we met in New York City on one of the conventions.
It had to have been, yeah.
I threw a random when we went to San Francisco to that game. I threw a random invite to him. I was like, "Yo, man, you want to meet up in San Francisco with me and Jaime Tavares? We're going to watch a ball game." And he flew out and watched the game with us.
It's so funny to like look back now because now Mauser and I, this is like the 3rd or 4th year in a row we've gone on this vacation, and we've all become this really amazing group of adult friends, which is kind of rare to find at this point in life. But I was thinking about Mauser specifically and how, to me, Mauser was just the dick spray guy because
that's true.
when they had that like promo, it was like a spray that numbed your dick or something. And Mauser called, he's like, I'll take it all, man. I'll take all that dick spray. So
that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I had never heard that.
Yeah, so
for memory.
It was a giveaway, and did I win a contest? I don't remember. And Spot mailed me this dick spray, and you spray it on your junk, and it's supposed to numb it up to make you last longer. And you had to do it 5 minutes ahead of time. It was ridiculous. And so
couldn't you just got fucking Oragel or something? Would that work?
I don't know. It didn't work. I mean, it took me from.
It didn't work. Mauser still only lasts about 25 seconds.
It didn't work for Mauser.
It took me from 2 minutes to 3 minutes.
Oh, man. But you know what? I mean, now you have your sons, so thank God.
Oh, yeah. They were a result of dick spray.
What about you? Never got the golden shit pellets or whatever?
No, that was another contest. I didn't get on that. Gabe, did you do the shit pellets?
Do you remember that game?
No, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you
ate the stuff and it made you shit gold or
yeah,
gold
there
sounds like gold flakes.
Gold, yeah, they were whatever the fuck. But I think that was maybe around the time I started listening, so that's what hooked me. So
what about you, Luis? When did you start listening to that show?
So it was when they were on Faction. So when
Faction
I don't know
Talk
sure
103
when they started, but
what made you go to the what made you go to the show? And same question for you, Daniel. What took you to Maxim or not, whatever it was, Faction or Faction Talk? What took you to that station? Or you were just channel surfing, or did somebody
Jason
say, hey,
Ellis used to be on there, and
Yeah.
there was like a rotation. He was who was the first one? Was the salmon? Someone was the first in the morning, and when I wake up, I work construction at the time. I still kind of do so. We have service trucks that are provided by the company, and most of them are new or leased, or they're pretty turned around quickly. So they all usually would come with like a year or 6 months of Sirius. And so just channel surfing one time, and then someone just said, "Oh, Jason Ellis," a very long time ago, and about raunchy crazy shit going on the show. So I turned to that channel, and I listened to it, and maybe I think just the next morning or at the right time, maybe I want to take a break. A guy on a truck at one time, and they were talking about something. And I think it was when Rich was talking about when he used to jizz on a cup. And I was like, what are these guys fucking talking about, bro? And I'm like, I thought I was listening for Jason Ellis and shit. Like, what is it? And then, I couldn't tell what was going on. So then I just made it a point to start listening. And then it just hit home really from Covino.
I want more jizz.
Yeah, it was very relatable with Covino and I. And like his story kind of to me, I'm mixed breed and this, that, and the other, and a brown guy and stuff. So that's kind of what hooked me in ever since. So I don't know what year that was.
Oh, shit. My bad.
I think you're streaming, Daniel. Your audio. Oh, there you go. You were streaming your screen.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, I was trying to do something, but well, my quick story. I was trying to find the actual. I was trying to find the actual video, because I clipped it because at the time I was like, oh my god, they talked about me. I got to record it. And I had told the story about when Rich was talking about the butterfly effect, which that's when they played my version of how I started listening. And if you guys listen closely, at least once every year or two, Rich will bring up the butterfly effect. And he starts bringing up, if JFK and your parents would have fucked at that exact time. Anyway, going back, when I first started listening, and this is a story, I was in my backyard. I was watering the lawn, right? And Covino and Rich were like, I'm going to water the lawn when they were talking about me. Apparently, that's how I sound to white people. But I was watering my lawn, and then Mauser, let me get to that story after this about that little Mexican dude that you thought was me at the fucking golf place. There was a little.
Sorry.
Well, anyway,
I
so
I know you're a big sequoia tree.
Well, I started listening. I had listened to Howard Stern for the day, like a lot of us, and I was flipping through. I think they were on channel 102. They were on Stars 2 back then. Howard was 100. Then he had Howard 101. They were Stars 2. So I was flipping through. I heard them telling, I don't know if this was in real time or if they were revisiting the Spot story when he was talking about Tuesday. They were doing that, and I was like, oh, these dudes are bagging on their friends. That's what me and my friends do, right? Everybody talks shit to each other. And then I must have been the next day or so. I was like, oh, you know what? And, actually, that wasn't the story that initially caught me. It was, Covino was Empire Boy, and they had Julissa Bermudez and Adrian Bailan. I started listening to that, and afterward, I don't know if they were bringing it up or what, but that's when the Spot story came in here. And I started listening a couple days after that, and then it just made it a regular thing. And that was May of 2012. So, but when I met Mauser in Vegas this past June, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm Daniel. He's like, I'm Mauser, blah, 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 blah. And I think I had met him at Wes and Bree's house like the day before, and we were at the golf place. And he was like, dude, he's like, you're fucking huge. He's like, I thought you were some like little Mexican dude. And I was like, yeah, because whenever Covino and Rich talk about me, they're like,
I'm not racist.
They're like, hey, how's it going? Me and my sister or whatever. Well, when we were at the bar, me and Mauser, and he was telling me this, I go, did you think I was like this fucking dude over here? There was fucking probably 5'4", the littlest Mexican dude I ever fucking seen. And I was like, Mauser, I was like, did you pick him up and say, oh, Daniel, so nice to meet you? He was this fucking little ass dude. And he was like, no, I really did think that. I didn't know you were fucking gigantic. So
you were alarming, to say the least. I'm not, there's not a lot of people that are the same height as me, and not a lot of again,
Mexicans. No, you can say it.
That are as tall as me, and it was really bizarre. But no, it was. I recognized the face after seeing you, so it was nice to finally meet you in person.
Well, and I appreciate that. And all of you too. It was really cool. But that was one thing that Covino straight up said on the air when I met him in Scottsdale when they're doing their road trip. He was like, can I just say this? He's like, you're the biggest Mexican I've ever seen in my life. And I was just like, all right. Which it's funny because my brother is a short dude. He's like 5'9". my cousins are all over 6 foot. So you look at our family picture, we just look like a bunch of fucking gigantic ass Mexicans. And my cousin's like, nobody smiles in the picture, right? Everybody's fucking hard. They all got shaved heads and shit. And then I'm right there all fat with a fucking, like whatever. But we're all fucking well over 6 foot, which is hilarious because I guess, and all my best friends, all over 6 foot, all Mexican dudes. And it just cracks me up. So when I meet people and they're like, what the fuck? I ain't never seen a Mexican like this. I'm like, no, I think those are like the fucking Hondurans and shit or something because, well, actually, no, I lied. There's a lot of Mexicans.
Hey, bro.
Are you Honduran?
I was kind of right. I fit the description, bro. I mean, I'm average, right, for Mexican. I'm 5'7", so I'm pretty medium.
You're 5'7"? I thought you were taller than that.
Yeah, about 5'7", 5'8", yeah. And I'm a hybrid. But so I fit the description, man.
What's the hybrid?
Right, at least with me. My mom's from Salvador and I'm from Mexico, but I'm born in the USA.
German.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy is tall too. When I made it, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, what's up, brother? I had to look up, like, man.
And that Gabe was actually way bigger than I thought because I knew Mauser was tall because of just pictures and I've seen them, I've met them, so I kind of gauged Mauser. I saw Gabe, I was like, fuck, Gabe's a big ass dude. I don't know why I pictured Gabe shorter, but I met Gabe and I think he was talking to somebody and I was like, oh fuck, there he is. There's the fucking dude, So I fucking fangirled out over you guys, like no homo.
Same, man. It was nice to meet everybody. Those events are so much fun because me and Mauser are as much fans as anybody, and so we listen to all the shows and we hear everybody call, we hear all the feedback, we see the Carl page. So meeting these people in real life, meeting Ian Kennedy, it's like
my thing is always I'm always like, God, who fucking hates me? There's a lot of people that hate me. And I'm sorry.
Pretty much everybody.
No, you know what's funny? I didn't hate you. I go, this guy's gonna be a fucking smart ass. I was like, I was already thinking. And I have to say, I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but there was something that Mauser asked me about, kind of like when we were on our own or whatever, and he was just like, hey, really wanted to know about something. And then, later asked me again and was just like, kind of just like, whatever, just kind of, but actually genuinely like cared and wanted to know something. And I was like, that really meant something to me because I felt like a lot of people that trying to be vague here, but a lot of people just were like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. But Mauser actually cared about something that meant something to me. And I was like, oh, he's a cool dude in my book. Like that'll always fucking stick with me.
It's funny because a lot of people will, I've had people shit on me. I've had people instant message me like, I fucking hate you.
That's hilarious.
Kid,
I mean,
which is wild.
That's
like,
fucking crazy.
I'm just like,
not that serious.
Yeah. I'm just sending messages like you are, making jokes. I'm sorry, but it's funny using Vegas as an example on the chat. Me and him had gotten into it a few times, just back and forth. Where we have different political ideologies, stuff like that, and we're in Vegas at the pool. And we had that cabana. We had gotten a cabana for our wives just to kind of get out of the crazy madness. And Covino walks over. He's like, Mauser. He goes, Dillahaye's over. He says, he doesn't know who you are. He goes, if Mauser's here, Mauser's going to punch me in the face. And I'm like, me punch somebody in the face? Are you fucking kidding me? I go, where's he at? And
so I can punch him in the face.
Covino points him out. So he's standing in the pool. So I walk over with Drake. I kneel down. And I go, hey man, I'm Mike. He goes, yeah, I'm Mike. I go, I'm Mike Mauser. He goes, holy shit. So we chatted and, we hit it off, had drinks together. Him and I text right now because he's a car guy, much like me. So we text quite a bit about, what's going on with my Mustang.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So we become great friends we had this animosity online. I think if you meet someone face to face, it's a whole keyboard warrior thing.
Yeah.
You talk shit. I talk a lot of shit, but if you meet me face to face, I'm not a fucking sarcastic. I am a sarcastic asshole, but I'm also a nice guy.
You know what though? And at the same time, you can see your kind of smirk when you're in person, right? You can't see that behind a keyboard, right? When we're just looking at text and it's in the in-show chat and somebody says like, they messed up a word or something. So then you fucking call them out and then people start, piggybacking that. They're like, man, fuck that guy, but
if you get drunk in front of me and have a cheeseburger, I'm going to take a picture.
They're going to turn it into Chat GPT and all that
Were
good
you
stuff.
the photographer?
Yes, I took that picture. I'm very proud of that picture.
Gabe, nice one of your proudest moments?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't think that was going to turn into what it did, but I have no regrets. That burger was fantastic. I was pretty wasted at the time.
Oh, you were.
I just didn't think, my friend was going to, throw me under the bus. But again, it could have been worse.
I didn't throw you under the bus.
Yeah,
I put the picture out there. Spot carried. He took the picture and ran with it.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I don't want to say like I had a beef with, but I had like an internal beef with. Fucking no.
Jaime, 80 or DJ.
Fucking Winnie the
Dr.
Pooh.
Kim.
Fucking
Alice.
Rocket Dog.
Rocket
Oh,
Dog.
Rocket Pooh.
Rocket Dog.
Dude.
So I there's just some of his posts and shit like I would see. I can't even tell you if they're political or religical or anything like that, but there was things I would see and I was just like, this guy kind of seems like a fucking jackass. Just thinking to myself, because I usually don't engage in bullshit. Like even like when people comment like on these videos and shit, like after the fact, they'll be, like talk shit and I'll be like, hey, thanks for contributing to the video or some bullshit, whatever. Cause I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I have too much shit going on. But I remember I would see things that Rocket Dog would post and I'm like, this is a fucking dumbass, right? I met him in person, nicest fucking guy, nicest fucking dude. And I was just like, it's so crazy. That's why I think these events are so awesome because you get to meet the people and put faces to the names. Luis Cortez, in my mind, was always a fucking circle that had an L on it because of the YouTube chat. And so like, it was just so cool to do that, put faces to names, which I mean, yeah, it's like a fucking kind of like, yeah, no shit. But like in the chat, Andrew Sims, we had he would jump on here and he'd watch us live. So I kind of knew a little bit about him. But meeting him in person after that, we fucking text like every day, which is those friendships that I think a lot of people like, they mention them, but are really, unless you're in it like us, or you tell people, I'm going to go to this convention for a radio show I listen to. People are like, what the fuck? You're like, you have to make up some other shit, I'm going to a concert.
It's a really supportive group. And I'm actually pull the chat up. Megan Fossey, she was, Megan, I see you on the chat. I don't know. You seem like you were hesitant to go at first, and I reached out there. I was like, "Hey, everybody's cool. Go by yourself. Not a big deal." But there was like a few people that I really wanted to meet. You were one of them, Daniel. You're with your tablespoon show that you have. I did want to meet you. Ian Kennedy, I was dying to meet because he was, Captain Carl, and I was so glad to meet him at Western Breeze. And even like Lisa Ferragio, who is God, man. Ray of sunshine, always positive, almost nauseatingly positive sometimes. I'm like, God, I'd like to get in there and piss her off one time, but I just can't seem to do it. So,
I don't think that's possible.
I don't think it's possible either. I mean, Jesus, if I could bottle up her positivity and sell it on the market, I'd be a fucking billionaire.
You know what though? One thing that
she supports everything and everybody. Like everywhere I've ever been and seen anyone who's doing anything with charity or just gifts, whatever, even your show, shit like that. Like I'm sure she'll be the first one there.
Lisa, I'm thinking about selling my kidney on the open market to a Mexican dealer. Oh, that sounds great. Good for you. You're gonna make some money. That's awesome. It's just like positivity. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, that was super awesome. And you know what? That was awesome. I thought Lisa, she in person, one thing that I thought was really cool is that she was a lot more snarky and had like a lot more like jabs and stuff here and there than I thought she would have. I just thought she was like, oh, life's all sunshine and rainbows and la 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 la. And then you meet her in person and she's kind of, joking like this and that. And I was like, oh, that's so cool because it humanizes people,
Gabe, what are you sipping on there, buddy?
So pissed off right now, actually, Lisa.
Elijah Craig.
You guys watch the game? Is that what you're watching?
Yeah,
I have
2-1.
multiple monitors here. I got the game up here. Yeah, 2-1, bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, I got to hear on my big screen.
But so anyway, Lisa, Megan. I wish I would have spent more time with Megan. I only got to see her a little bit at the Cat's Meow. Before I went up after the Hot Boys and I got to do my little Backstreet Boys or whatever the fuck I did. Yeah, man. I
was so disappointed in the Hot Tub Boys not knowing the fucking lyrics to Humpty Dance.
Did I? No.
Hey,
oh,
did you know
what are you talking about? I knew. Well,
Jaime and Covino didn't know the lyrics.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I had to get them the lyrics for Spot's Got the Look. So right before you guys were all going to go up,
they were holding their phones.
They were fucking they were like, oh my God, they started like freaking out. And my brother-in-law, I didn't even know they were freaking out because I had a good amount of alcohol in me by then. My brother-in-law fucking like tapped Covino and was like, hey, this dude probably knows him. And I was like, man, fuck you. You know, you're obsessed, bitch. You know, right? So then Covino was like, hey, so I literally just fucking Googled and found the lyrics on like Reverb Nation or something. And then fucking texted them to both of those motherfuckers. And then they had their phones right before. It was just that split second before they went up. I don't know what they would have done if they didn't have them.
I ran to the bathroom and I was playing the song and trying to like transcribe it real quick.
Oh, damn! I see. That's so funny when you hear. I
didn't realize that you had like a whole list of it. That would have made everything so much easier.
Well, that's funny.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. The only text I have to Rich ever is the lyrics to "Spot's Got the Look" because he was like, "Here's my number, fucking 555 RDVS or whatever." Do you guys remember when they fucking used to do that in the 90s? Every phone number is 555. Yeah. But yeah, so that if I have one text to Rich, it says Rich Davis, Spot's Got the Look with all the lyrics. So but yeah. Well, I guess since Mauser left, now we can say what we really feel about him. But Gabe, so I know you're kind of in and out. You're not as active in the chat. You always got something going on. Is there anything from the past like week or so that you wanted to talk about or anything? The sea shanty, are you a huge fan of it? I'm not.
No, but I'll tell you what. Sorry, Gabe. I'm loving the AI shit, man. I know it's lame, but it's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
it took my job. It took my job away.
I'm sorry, Gabe.
No, they don't need Tickle Sack anymore because we have AI, and that's okay. Because there's really no place for it in the format. But
no place for what, AI, or no place for like...
no place for like the songs I used to do, because there's no commercial interludes. There's no that was where those things lived, like out into commercial, out of commercial, and then once that sort of happened, it was like, why do songs anymore? Or whatever.
I'm actually creating an AI country singer. And I
have a good AI country singer. I'll send you a picture. She's
oh no, this is a dude.
No, she's legit. Gabe is right. He sent it to us, and she's a great singer.
Really?
Very attractive.
Oh, well, you have a picture, or do you have her singing as well?
Oh,
well, so what did you say, Bowser? Go ahead.
Don't you have both, right? The picture and the singer?
Yeah, I do. At some point I'll have to send it to you. But it basically it's songs of mine that I ran through Suno and had it do like a female country thing, and then AI in Midjourney created this like beautiful 22-year-old redhead from Tennessee and like cultivated her look and everything. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
That is no, and see that I've been I even paid for the Suno upgraded version or whatever. Yeah. I have been. You can give it producer notes. I want this in drop D. I want right. You can go so hard with it. It's insane. It's been like my obsession lately. I showed Luis Cortez something that I was working on that I want to show Covino, and it's just crazy. It's so crazy. And if you use like, I know today's Spot was saying he'll create lyrics in ChatGPT, but there's other ones that are better for lyrics, like Claude. I don't know if you guys fuck with Claude, but Claude's better for like writing and lyrics and things like that.
For sure.
Fucking awesome. Yeah. I'm like, so there's oh my, I have a fucking folder just called AI, right? And it's like fucking ChatGPT, Meta, all like everything, Claude, fuck it. And with all of those tools, everything, like even like Gemini, I'm not a huge fan of, but everything has their strengths and weaknesses. When you learn how to fucking grab the strengths from everything and put your own shit together, it's amazing. Like, I am so amazed.
My wife is giving me so much shit. She's like, you know how much energy that uses? I'm like, sorry. Whoops.
Well, that's crazy.
I did my first like recording session this weekend where we tried to utilize it as like as a collaborator as opposed to just using it for everything. So I
what does that mean? Like as a background singer?
No. So I'll tell you exactly what we did. So I don't, you can't really see too much behind me. I don't know. I have drums, I have guitar, I have everything. I'm in my studio right now. So we did a track, and it got to a certain point where I sang like a rough idea of something. I fed it through Suno. It took my vocal and it extrapolated words that I wasn't even sure I was really saying. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I re-sang it. And then there was like an empty verse, and I was like, it would be really cool to have like an MC rap on this. And I'm not, aside from Humpty Dance, that's like the extent of my rapping. So I went to ChatGPT. and I was like, hey, give me 16 bars on, I forget what the topic was, whatever, like leaving your girlfriend or something. And then I dragged that in to lyrics. I bounced out a little instrumental section and I said, fill this rap with a British sounding rap. It was unbelievable. And I was able to then take pieces of that, put it in with what we actually did. And it felt like you were just working with somebody who was, remote or whatever.
So how close do you think we are to like a mainstream AI hit?
We've already been there, and you just don't know it. I guarantee.
Has to be.
Yeah, because what they're using, at least as songwriters, because what they'll do is they'll feed it through this, they'll get their hit, they'll tweak it, and then they'll just have somebody sing it,
and then claim it for themselves.
And then claim it. Yeah, 1,000%. And I think they've been doing it for the past couple of years. Because
you don't think somebody will come out and own that? Like, look, this song that's like number 2 on the Billboard chart, does that even still exist? This number 2 song is strictly fully AI, including the artist.
Yeah, I don't know if we're quite there yet, but there was a big story about an artist that was getting millions of streams on Spotify. I don't remember the name of them, but they basically had to come out and say that they were a totally fake band. But before people were aware of it, they were doing really well,
wearing T-shirts and shit.
I mean, I don't know. Did you hear that? Like, I sent a song on the Hot Tub Boy chat. It was a Adam's song, Blink-182. It was like a banjo, like a string version, which was incredible. It almost brought me to like tears. I mean, I was like, this is fucking incredible. Yeah. I feel guilty because I knew it wasn't a real person, but on the other hand, I was like, wow, this is really a touching song the way they did it.
Yeah, I do think we're gonna see like a little bit of a bubble because it is. I mean, look, everybody's gonna see it differently. Me as a creator, as a musician, like the first time I saw it, I was like, man, this is so like being able to feed like just shitty demos that I had done, just me with an acoustic guitar and a vocal, and put that in there and have it like. I mean, it's way more than auto tune. It's like reality tunes because you get what you were going for. You get the fully produced idea, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. But the more and more I've done it, the past couple months when it's started to become big, the more I'm like, all right. I mean, it's so cool, but it definitely does have a sound, and it definitely does have like a vibe that it does. So, I do think that there will be a pushback of just like authenticity, and then people who actually can do things, will persevere ultimately. But
Covino, I think they fed his uncle. Was it Uncle Joey?
Yeah, Gabe was the one that helped with that.
Yeah. Okay. So my uncle. Do you remember my uncle that passed away? Who I was named after? My uncle Guy. My first name's Guy. He wrote songs back in the early '80s, in notebooks, meant for country music. Yeah. And never had them recorded. He never sang them or anything. So I'm trying to get my hands on those from his widow, so I can feed them into AI to actually produce them out. Gabe,
absolutely, and
you could even I may hit you up for that, Gabe.
Yeah, no, and we could dictate the chord progression. It really is. I mean, it goes so far beyond music. I mean, I really think that the world as we know it within the next 5 to 10 years is going to change drastically as far as
it's wild because the only thing that's going to be, and we're watching it right now, the only thing that's still going to be sacred is sports. Sports can't be taken over by
you
AI.
Think
the actual athletes, not the other shit. Oh, Luis, you got something to say? You think?
Well, I was going to say it just mixes because they're like, what about the cartoon games? When they do the overlap, I know that's not technically AI, but it's a AI version of what they're doing,
like the Toy Story one and shit like that.
Yeah, because they're doing another one coming up.
But still, the underlying talent is the athlete, so that's not going anywhere. But actors, musicians, book writers, authors, all it's taken over, man.
I even think, honestly, though, I think we're going to see a pushback in the arts. I think we're going to see it, but we're not going to see it when it comes to accountants, when it comes to analysts, when it comes to there's just so much.
I use that shit at work every fucking day.
Yeah. Same here. I work in the financial industry, and I write requirements for website design, and I just put prompts now and feed it through an AI tool, and it puts everything into words for me.
I applaud you, Mauser. I did that shit for 2 years, and I fucking hated it. It was basically a bunch of government accounting. Oh my goodness, I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
You guys want to know why I'm so quick with my responses and always chiming every day? It's because I have a boring fucking job.
I thought you were just about to. I thought you were about to revel that all your wittiness AI.
Yeah, no shit.
I have a team of 5 interns that writes all the jokes that I send to Rich.
Well, Rich has you. You know what? It's so funny that you mentioned that, Mauser, about your grandfather. Was it that you were named after?
My uncle.
Your uncle. Because I had no lie. My dad passed away in 2011, right? So it'll be 14 years, November, actually next month. I remember telling him about a dream I had about a song, and it was a song that never existed from Willie Nelson, right? I woke up from like a nap or something, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Ay, mijo, that's cool." He always thought I was like the most talented motherfucker on earth, right?
I think you're talented.
And so it was just like super cool. I had this dream, whatever. I was able to put that idea now into Suno, fuck with it with the way I remember it in my dream, and it's fucking spit something out for me. Which I was like, that is the fucking coolest shit I think I've done yet with fucking AI.
Very cool.
Super cool. But you know what, guys? I think we're coming up right at the hour. I don't know if you guys have any. I appreciate all three of you because this, with the World Series on right now, you don't know how much I appreciate you guys doing this because I was like, man, these motherfuckers are not going to show up. Gabe, I didn't even know was coming. But I was like, these fools aren't going to show up. No, I appreciate that, Gabe, because I'm surprised that you made time because I would be like, I'm not going to go to this motherfucker's podcast, you know? But anyway, so, I just appreciate you guys so much. Luis, I appreciate you. I know you were on the road. So for you to jump in costume.
Luis, you were killing me. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Luis, did you get dressed up just for the show, or are you going to?
I did. I told this guy I wanted to dress up, and so I thought it would be funny. I like to dress up.
Fucking trippy. I
Luis, my shit.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It was.
Sam will coordinate better. I would have dressed up too.
Well,
there you go.
Like I told Luis and Mauser, Gabe, anybody that's in the chat, anybody listening, future dude like Covino says. Anybody is always welcome here, especially now. I'm doing it by myself. So if anybody wants to jump on, and I have in OBS, well, I use Streamlabs, but all the same shit. I have my screens for when I do it by myself. I have the screens for when I do it with another person. I don't have screens for 4 people. I will work on that. But whenever you guys want to jump on, let me know. I'll shoot you guys the Zoom link, and then we can do this again sometime. But I just appreciate you guys so much. If there's any thing that you guys want to leave us with, any words of wisdom, that would be awesome. If not,
Well, one thing that I thought would be kind of interesting to say, I felt privileged enough to be able to fill in, for Covino on an episode of that show, and that was like a super cool experience to do, and when you do it via Zoom. As you guys know, we're doing right now, there is a little bit of a timing issue and trying to concede to Rich and let him lead at the same time. It's like it really is an art to what they do and keeping up with all the feedback. It's like flying in on the thing and you're trying to watch this and you're trying to look at this and I'm trying not to space out while Rich is just like, going or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was such a cool thing to be able to do. So.
Yeah, no, and that's one thing that that doing it whenever one of them is out of town and they're doing it via Zoom, you can see how different the show is because being in the same room is way different than doing it over Zoom. And I told Luis Cortez, I was like, I wanted to have you back on because I was jumping over you so much in that last episode we did. Because we haven't built that chemistry. I was meeting him for the first time on the show, besides meeting him in person, where we had a little bit of, chit chat. But to have him here, it's so, oh, fuck. All right, am I talking too much? Am I jumping over him? Fuck, he wasn't done with his thought. Wait, is he done with his thought? Do I jump in? It's so, I think over Zoom is so much different. So I appreciate you guys because I felt like the 4 of us for being our first time together, I think we did pretty good.
Definitely. The most important rule for comedy, though, right?
Timing. There you go.
Yeah.
Timing.
There you go. The after show, but later. Episode number 311. It's your boy D. It's Mauser. It's freaking handsome Gabe. It's Luis Cortez Jr. Lisa, everybody in the chat. Andrew Sims, thank you so much. Megan Fossey. If I didn't see you, I missed you. Well, I'll see you guys next time. We will see you guys in episode number 313. Thank you guys.
On the road to the riches, 'cause it's all about